In this video, we'll be looking at the documents that you require for traveling to the UK as a student, plus the process involved and challenges faced by the students after reaching UK. These are the three things that we'll be addressing in this video. So first, let us have a look at the documents required. So obviously, passport would be your primary document if you want to travel to any country for that matter. And post your passport, the second most important documents would be your educational documents. What all qualifications that you have already have and what are the certificates that you are having, all these documents should be there, and it should be kept in a way that you are able to submit the original documents whenever you are asked to by the embassy or by the university. The second important document would be your LOR. LOR, normally students ask us, what is exactly LOR? LOR is just a reference letter from the organization that you were working with or the institution that you have passed out from. So basically, if it's a student who just graduated and looking for a master's degree, what he can do is he can contact his college's principal. From there, he can get his LOR done. So LOR basically you need it from both your principal as well as HOD, or you can get it from your class tutor and your principal. So from these authorized persons, you can get your LOR done. So post LOR, SOP. So SOP, again, student gets really tensed and they don't know how to write an SOP. See, all you have to understand is the fact that for any agency, it hardly takes this much of time to give you an SOP, because SOP writing is not that difficult. But the challenge lies in one thing: when you have a visa interview, if you cannot justify whatever you have written in your SOP, then there are chances that your visa can get rejected. This is why we here always insist our students to write their own SOP. We do give them guidance on what to do and how to do and what is the standard format of an SOP, but we never advise the students to go for an outsourced SOP writing process. Because when you are going for an outsourced SOP writing process, what generally students do is they read all the things written in SOP, and it is more like an interview process wherein they have read everything and finally they are presenting it before the interviewer. And these interviewers are sharp. They can definitely ask you questions which you haven't prepared for. So when you prepare your own SOP, wherein you are mentioning your own skill sets and talents and your inhibitions, all these things, you are very well prepared in defending that interview process. This is why we always advise students to write their own SOP. And the next document that is required would be your experience letter. Your experience certificate is important if you are having any work experience or if you are having any study gap. Because let's say that you graduated your bachelor's degree in around 2018 or 19, this is 2023. In this 4 years, you were working with an organization. Now, you have to prove to the university all these 4 years you were not sitting idle. So, you have to get your experience from your employer and you have to submit it, wherein the visa officer again will be verifying that document. This will help you cover your study gap as well, because there is something called study gap explanation. So in that study gap, you can mention that you were employed with so and so organization for this much of amount of time, so that your profile looks very genuine. And the next step would be your resume. See, resume along with all the other documents, you will be mentioning all the qualifications, all the CGPAs that you have got, all the activities that you were involved, plus your work experience and what are the key roles and responsibilities that you were handling in your job. These things will be mentioned in detail in your resume. And please do make sure that you always keep a resume where it is not more than 2 pages. It should be brisk. It should have lots of points. It shouldn't be just like stretching the entire story and making it 5-6 pages. That is not required here. These are the important documents required for any student when they are planning to go to the UK. Now, the next part, we are looking at the admission process. In the admission process, initially, when any consultant, any study abroad consultant applies with your documents, they'll apply with all these documents in the university's portal, or they will send these documents to the university's admission team and they'll start processing it. In normal cases, it will take not more than 14 working days for you to receive your conditional offer letter. In the conditional offer letter, you'll be having the conditions that you need to meet. For example, the university says that you have to meet a language eligibility criteria, wherein you have to go for an IELTS or a PT or a university level language test. Any of these things you can do. Okay, so once you meet that particular condition, you have fulfilled the conditions, and from there onwards you can convert your conditional offer letter to an unconditional offer letter. Okay, once the offer letter is converted to an unconditional offer letter, then you can request the university for CAS. CAS is quite important because with the CAS reference number, all the details mentioned in the CAS, you will be further proceeding with a student visa. So let's say that the student has already received the CAS document and they're again going for the visa part. Now, whenever student approaches us after this stage, what we do is we tell them to submit the soft copy of a CAS, and our team starts preparing you the visa application. And once the visa application is done, we'll ask the student whether you want any priority visa appointment or normal is fine. So accordingly, the appointment is done with the VFS. When the appointment is done, students are requested to carry the copies of all their educational documents and whatever documents they have submitted during the visa process. In the visa process, apart from all your educational documents and passport, you need to submit further more documents, which are your medical document. So in medical, what we are doing is normally UK checks whether you're having TB or not. So there are like multiple associated hospitals. Amrita is one, and you will be visiting the hospital, and they'll give you an appointment. After that, the medical will be done. This report you will be submitting in your VFS or in the visa process. So this is one step. And apart from that, you'll also carry the copies of your payment that you have done to the government of UK via online mode. So this also will be there apart from your all the documents that you submitted during your admission process. Normally it takes around 5 to 7 working days within which you will get your visa result. Once the result is positive, you can further move ahead with the next process, which is booking your flight ticket. From any agency or from our B2B vendors, you can definitely book your tickets to whichever destination you want to, and post that, the student prepares themselves for the next immediate step, which is going to the UK. Now, this is still going to the UK. Now, there are quite a lot of challenges students face even after that, especially in today's scenario. We look at that as well, which is the next part in this video. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one.